virginity at 15 and is 30 years old has slept with at least 15 men. And we're not talking about sleeping with one time and it being over. We're talking about these men have slept with her multiple times and have done everything you can do to a woman physically. They've put their unit everywhere you can put it in a woman's body. At least 15 men have done that. This is to your wives. This is your girlfriends. These are your sisters. These are your mothers. These are even your daughters. By the time she's 30, 15 men have done that to her. At the bare minimum. That's one guy a year. This is if she's somewhat modest, if you want to call that modest. Now, if you do 15 a year, now let's deal with more reality. Let's say the average woman is dating 2 men a year. Now you can take into consideration her relationships that may have been a couple of years and things like that. But understand, most women's sexual partners are from casual relationships. Casual. Men that she didn't want to be with, men that she didn't want to marry, of course, because she's saving marriage for you. The man at the end of the list, at the end of the line, that's going to clean this up. So if she's dated 15 men, by the age of 30, she has 15 men under her belt. Now, we're talking about reality, so the average woman has probably had 2 men a year in the dating world, maybe 3. So if we're dealing with 2, that number automatically goes up to 30. 30 men by 30 years old. It's a woman who slept with 2 men a year, who've done everything you could possibly do to her, give or take a couple of men she wasn't really attracted to. She didn't let do everything, you know. But the alphas that she really liked, they got to do whatever they wanted to do, right? We go up 3 men, we're automatically at the number 45. Just like that. Right? 45. Now, this is not counting the time she slept with 2 men at the same time, or the time she was in a group sex setting or some type of orgy. I had a girl tell me that her and her friend went out on vacation or went somewhere, and they were having sex in the same hotel room with 2 different strange men. That one friend has 2 children now with no father, but she recalls a time when they were in the same bed having sex with 2 different men. Now, if you think that they weren't switching around and taking turns on each other, you're lying. These women were in an orgy, so to speak. So I need you to understand what I'm talking about here. These women dealing with group sex, we're talking about women out in gangbangs. Now, let's just keep it with your everyday average woman. Because once you go up into the porn star level, you know, these women are dealing with astronomical numbers. But the problem with men, we only categorize unwifeable women as those women in those extremes. You understand? Those extremes are the thing. Not the women just in general that work at the call center or at the DMV or that are school teachers. No. Tiana Trump, the porn star, said on multiple occasions that by the end of high school, she slept with 86 men. College men, grown men, all type of things. I personally know a young girl who was 20 years old who had 23 sexual partners by 20. So me saying 1 man a year is me being very liberal. Again, you got to think about women who have whole phases. I had women tell me about that. She said it with the most casually way you can say it. Every girl got to have a whole phase, right? Like it was funny. Now, for all those who are ready to turn this video off, go ahead and turn it off now. because it's not going to get any easier to listen to. I know your stomach is